So to make my own unique composition for a piece, I actually use Procreate. Procreate is on my iPad, and I'm sure there's like shortcuts and stuff, but this is just how my brain works whenever I'm trying to create something. So first I start out with my main picture, which is going to be the pumpkin, and I erase the background all around it. Of course, I get as close as I can to the subject. Sometimes you'll get lines and stuff, of different colors, but to me that doesn't really bother me. So I just get as close as I can and erase the background as much as possible. I also don't look too much to recreate the values and stuff. I mean, if they're pretty close, I don't get too picky on that. We have a little bit of some, artistic abilities that we are able to create values and, change the values within the picture. So I am going to leave this shadow under here just so I can have it proper for whenever we draw the pumpkin. And then once I'm finished with that, I put it to the side, and then I grab my second picture, my little kitty cat here. And then I just start erasing around the cat. Now I don't want to get too close because he has a lot of flyaways, and some of them are shorter, so I do get pretty close. It doesn't really matter at this point because when I do draw it, I know that there's a lot of fuzzies, and I'm going to be making those anyhow. So just like the pumpkin, I'm working around the kitty and getting as close as I can without losing any of the details of the feet or the sides of the cat. And then next I'll be resizing, just playing around to make it look realistic, just a realistic view of this, the way I want it to look. Now I did put the cat in front of the pumpkin because I want to make it look like it's coming around the pumpkin. Yeah, so I undid that because I did not like the way that it looked. I wanted him to come out just a little bit away from the pumpkin. So now I'm adding a second or a third picture of the pumpkin, and I want that background. And then we're going to add the log too. I kind of break these all down into different areas and just kind of play with it and make it how I want it to be. And then I crop out the sides, and then I'm just going in and erasing a little bit of the in between the whiskers. I want to keep the whiskers, but I don't want it to be so blue. So I want to be able to see the pumpkin behind it. And then I'm also going to show you how I come up with my line art for my Patreon and for my Etsy users. Anybody who follows along with any tutorials on YouTube, this is also how I do my line art for it. So I make a new layer, and then I just start to draw the outlines, and I'm making notes basically of where the highlights are, where the lowlights are, where the values and the shadows meet, some little specks in the pumpkin. And when I have a dark subject like the cat, I usually use like a darker gray so that you can see where you're drawing at. I do have the Apple Pencil, and it is extremely helpful to have that. Now you don't have to buy, the Apple, but I mean, they do sell other pencils that you can use that are also helpful, but this one was just the one that I got. So I just pay attention to all these close details of the shifts in the color change and just where the hair is and the direction of the hair. The direction of the hair is probably the most important. I like to make little swivels towards the direction of the hair, like where it's going. So that I find it to be extremely helpful, especially when you're drawing, and if you go on autopilot, you can see what direction it's going. So pretty much I just keep going around and making sure I get all of the lines, all of the hairs, and just all the little details that I think I would need whenever I'm drawing. And then also, because this cat is so dark, I will lighten him up a little bit just so that I can see some more of the color variations in his fur rather than just having a big black blur. We do not want that. So I will go through and I will also lighten him up and make more marks on that. So basically this is just how I do it, and I find it quite easy. Also, if you enjoyed this video, if this has inspired you, please give it a like. Also, you may share it if you want to inspire others with it. And also subscribe so that you don't miss out on my monthly tutorials that I do for free. I really like to help people, so if you have any questions as well, please make sure that you message me or you leave a comment. So thank you for watching.